Hello and welcome to this special show on Rajya Sabha Television, India's fight against COVID-19, wherein we bring you all the details of what all measures are being taken to go ahead and tackle this particular pandemic, be it technological interventions or other developments with respect to drugs and vaccine for COVID-19. Today, we're going to talk about a different aspect, but an important one, that is cyberbullying. Now, the reason why cyberbullying is in focus here is because due to lockdown, all the schools, colleges, educational institutions are closed. All the children, everybody, all the students are doing, online studying, sitting in their homes, taking classes from their respective teachers or on online platforms as well. That increases the amount of online activity or online time for these children. Internet penetration is increasing also with every passing day, and that brings in focus the issue of cyberbullying. The recent case has been of the boys' locker room. So let us begin the show to try and understand what exactly is cyberbullying, how can we tackle this, the cause, effect scenario, what can be done by the parents, by school, and by children themselves, by the youngsters themselves. Let me first introduce the guest to you, beginning with the principal of Springdale's Pusa Road, Ms. Amita Mullah-Wattal, here with us. We also have with us Mr. Rakshit Tandon. He is a cybersecurity expert, works closely with police departments, and has a very detailed knowledge of the laws in place and how this entire system works. We also have with us Dr. Jagdish Sadija. He is a senior clinical psychologist with the Institute of Human Behavior and Allied Sciences, that is IHBAS, to try and understand the psychology of both the victim as well as those who indulged in cyberbullying here, and how proper counseling can be done and what steps can be taken. So let me begin with you, Ms. Wattal. Let's try and understand, for our viewers' sake, cyberbullying as a concept. What do we understand? What are the dimensions here, and how difficult it is to go ahead and navigate this particular problem?
See, in today's internet-dominated world, there has been an overuse and overabuse of social media. And, students have known even before this to create confession pages, memes, spreading hate, through if they are sort of rejected by a girl or they're upset with a colleague. And so these things have been happening in the past. Now, these are very extraordinary times, and these are unnatural times for children, especially when you have adolescents being trapped in a house where they're not really used to having connections with adults. Because this is an age when, in any case, the hormones are raging. In any case, you want to have conversations with your own age group, and you're stuck with somebody who, at this time, actually the adolescents are quite far away from. Because in school, there's a kind of a break in relationship between adolescents and their parents at this age, and so we are constantly creating bridges in schools between the parents and young adults, as I call them. So in the past, we have taken a lot of measures to keep these activities at bay. I mean, we have, at school level, we have got parents who've been we've acquainted parents with this situation. We have urged them to keep a check on their children. And what worries me is that where are the relationships? Because we're living in the same room. And I agree that you can't just all the time be peering, over the shoulder of your child. But I think a lot has been said about relationships that have really not been nurtured because people are so busy and everything has been focused on scores and grades. So the child, as long as he's giving you good grades, parents are really not looking at social emotional linkages, at social emotional learning skills. And as a result, now we are having these kind of aberrations that are coming up. So, I think it's very important. In the past, we've been organizing virtual sessions. Rakshit himself has come over to school and spoken to the students. We've had psychologists come in and speak to parent communities. We've called the parents and so on. So it's been a long journey. But these kind of aberrations keep happening. And in today's climate, it's not, I would say it's terrible what's happened. But, when you think of what's going on and you think of what adolescents are facing imprisoned in their homes, we'll have to sort of re-look at this and say that how do we go further? In fact, we've already started thinking of talking to parents. Let the children first internalize what they've seen in this whole thing. They must have read about it. And so in the next day or two, we will have some conversations with parents because they're also very worried. It's a very challenging situation for them. They've also not been used to this. They're also very vulnerable. So, having said that, I leave the floor now to
Okay,
the
Rakshit,
colleagues.
I'd like to bring you in here. As per the law, what exactly constitutes cyberbullying? Because that is something which young adults, as Ms. Wattle pointed out, need to understand as well. Where does it start?
So, as rightly pointed by ma'am, it's a tough time for the kids going at home right now. They are all closed, they were not used to it. They have no place to go out. Schools online, classes online, their friends are also online. So, whatever is happening inside them, they are bringing it out. And if you have seen some reports recently which were shocking, saying that there was a increase in pornography traffic from India that was around 90%. So what is there's an information explosion to the children. They don't know how to take it out, and that is what has been seen. And let's differentiate between the bullying and what has happened. See, what exactly came out was beyond bullying. It was obscenity. It was child pornography. It was obscene language, and IT Act very clearly puts in this picture that if you are using obscene language, it is a criminal offense, whosoever. So whenever I go to schools also, I emphasize on digital citizenship and the role how to use social media judiciously. They just post anything they want to without understanding the consequences. They don't realize what is a digital footprint. They just pour out whatever comes in. And the law very clearly says under 67 that whoever is posting, sharing, or publishing obscene content, it's a criminal offense. 67A speaks about sexually explicit content, and 67A talks about child pornography. B, sorry. So child pornography, anything related to child pornography, browsing child pornography or storing child pornography, even under the POCSO Act section 15 also, it is a criminal offense. And this is what the kids have been not able to understand. I have been facing cases before the lockdown, and for last 5 years I was getting complaints where kids were complaining that I have shared a personal picture to one of my trusted friend, and now because our relationship is toxic, he is blackmailing me or he is leaking it out. So it all, and this has been going on and on and on. Sharing pride. Why it is happening? Because first nobody is talking about what is happening, and children are always critically judged. So we need a healthy environment here. If they are getting impacted by watching pornography, so there should be an outlet for them to understand what is right and what is wrong. What is the meaning of relationship? What is the meaning of sense? And if you see what has happened, and then the more it was forwarded, and then there another issue happened in Gurgaon in this lieu only, where somebody blamed someone and that person committed suicide or something. This boy committed suicide. So I also want to emphasize here that schools, teacher, parents all have to play a very, very important role as a stakeholder to build cyber resilience. There is a lot of information flowing on internet, and we should use information distancing now. You have been talking about social distancing. Use information. हर चीज सही नहीं होता है. You are getting a message on WhatsApp and you are getting impacted with it. आप एक सेकंड में डिजिटल कॉफ कर देते हो. आपने लिया ग्रुप पे डाल दिया. So it's same happening with children. आप सोचो, during the lockdown, we as adults had an issue to manage our psychology when we were going through work from home pressure. We are all at home. So imagine the children, उनका तो सारा freedom खत्म हो गया. They were not used to it. They cannot go out and play. They cannot meet their friends. Even they used to get a break in school where they used to chit chat and make fun and do everything. So now what is happening? Everything is going online. And what you have seen is, it's exactly not cyberbullying. It was more of body shaming and sexually obscene content.
Okay.
So this is the major issue. And law, people are not aware of the law. The children, they should be taught digital citizenship from the beginning. They should be taught how and what is the way to use social media. They should be taught how to create good content on social media, rather than, and if they have a problem, there should be a redressal for them at school level, at home level, or internet level. कि अगर कोई बहुत ज़्यादा weak हो रहा है, उसके साथ bullying हुई है, body shaming हुई है, तो at least he can speak up. उसे critically judge ना करे बच्चे.
Okay, so the idea here is to make the adolescents, to make the younger generation understand the right and wrong of it here as well. Let's look at the psychological point of view also. Let me bring Dr. Jagdish here. Dr. Jagdish.
First, we have to think about two things are there. One, that the victims, and second is perpetrator. So regarding victim, if we will talk about, basically they are initial, suppose if we think about adolescent, our youngsters also, they always in this age, they want to be affiliate with the person, affiliate in the group, affiliate in the society. They have a curiosity how to be affiliate with them. And these perpetrators are very having soft target to these adolescents, how they can involve them using the funning language that I am your friend and I am just telling the fun. And sometimes they use some slang words. And these adolescents, they are enjoying with these slang words because they have a curiosity to learn such kind of language. Even if you can, we can talk about these nude photography also. They exchange that. Why it is so? Because they want to be affiliate in some way to the person, and the self-exploration of their body, such sexual language, obscene, these things, they are unable to discriminate whether this is accepted by the society or not, and that is in the group norms or not. But they want to be affiliate. So, because of that, perpetrators take undue advantages of these adolescents. And you see that in colleges also, not only with schools, in colleges, universities also, what is going on? They can discriminate. They are very much understanding what is right, what is wrong, what is inappropriate. But even that, they are trapped in the bullying. Why it is so? Because they want to get their work done by the person, and especially perpetrators. So perpetrators, they take undue advantages to do their work in their favor, and our girls, they feel very weak to work they done in this male-dominated society. So what they want to do work they're done with the help of male person. And usually in majority of the cases, male try to trap them in respect of their cyberbullying. Because now in this technology area, this internet and behavior, in these aspects, it's very easy to trap them using search word that I am your friend, I am just first time meet you and I impressed very much in your, your behavior and all, your gestures. So emotionally they involve with those male person. Even you won't believe that females are bullying to the females also. It is not the matter of that male is only bullying to the female. And if you see that married people are also doing the same. So basically they want to be affiliate. One, they can discriminate. They cannot discriminate what is right, but what is not right. What the work they have to do in their favor, they want to do that. And perpetrators are having basic, very soft characteristics. How to trap the person, what are their dukti rugs, what are their weak points, how they can trap them, what are their soft characteristics to those people. Through that chatting, they understand their personality traits even, and they try to trap them. So curiosity, these things are very much important with adolescents and others.
So these are the characteristics, Dr. Jagdish. Yes, please complete.
Basically, what we have to, like Rakshit has said very well, that how to discriminate these things. First, we have to make them understand what kind of words are trappable, that they have to understand. These sentences by the perpetrators, how they can understand whether this person could be a perpetrator or not. How they can understand, they can assess some through sentences, their conversation. Parents has to make them understand, teachers make them to understand. Even they should select those friends who are a bit mature among their group, peer group. So that peer group friends, they can also make them understand how to assess perpetrators. And the work where everyone, look at this, every human being in some way they can do their work with perfection and they cannot do. But when they cannot do, they feel failure. And adolescents are very sensitive in that respect, that they are unable means they are failure. They can't understand, it's a lesson. So these things make them understand that you are not failure and you should not take undue favor from any other person.
So the idea again is, as you know, you're also saying the same thing which Rakshit was pointing out, that we need to make children understand, or the youngsters understand the right and wrong of it, and peer pressure, emotional blackmail are some of the
Exactly.
reasons out there, or the characteristics of the perpetrators there as well. Ms. Wattal, you in your first response, you spoke about how certain steps have been taken by your school, but look at the stakeholders involved here. It's not only about the school, it's not only about the teacher. Now that the children are at home, it's about parents as well. So from a principal's perspective, or somebody who is the head of an institution looking at almost hundreds of children out there who are involved in online education right now, what can be the steps which can be taken by both the school administration, teachers there as well, and the parents now, and in conjunction with each other?
Firstly, I would like to say that this is a societal thing. Pornography is not created by children.
Mm-hmm.
Neither are all the sleaze that is coming out. These children merely reflect what society is showing to them. And
Mm-hmm.
today we have a very patriarchal society. As very rightly the doctor mentioned, the society is very patriarchal. And as a result of that, there is huge issues of self-esteem. Girls suffer from very low self-esteem, as a result of which they want to define themselves as to how a boy views them. Other boys who are perhaps feeling, who don't feel that they're with it or in fashion, want to define themselves by somebody stronger in that group. So there are huge issues about identity today.
So
And
these
there's a lot of-
these two factors that Dr. Jagdish was pointing out, peer pressure and emotional blackmail.
So the point I'm trying to make here is that, you see, this is not only about the school or the parent. It's a combined 360-degree involvement in which society also, because we are not separate from society, the parent and the teacher and the school and the child are all integral to what society is. So having said that, I think the school-parent partnerships, conversations around why the child is feeling low, or why the child has such lack of confidence, cannot say no. Why can't a girl turn around and say no? Why does she feel, as doctor said, overwhelmed if a boy approaches her? Now, these things are built up over time. Now, very often in homes today, they're conventional homes, conservative homes. A school may say that, you have to say no. You have to be strong. But very often the home itself perpetuates a patriarchal situation where the girl is supposed to be a little quieter. I'm not saying across the board, but by and large, because after all, India is the classroom. It's not a few couple of homes which are more progressive. By and large, 90% of homes in India, the girl still has a different position, whatever it may be. So she may be out there doing reality shows and maybe singing and dancing. But at the end of the day, when she gets into a house, she's still at a different level and status. So the point is, if she's at that level, then automatically her emotions are sort of not really looked at in that manner. And she becomes subservient to male dominance. And she thinks that by being helpless or being, not saying anything is going to give her brownie points, which is not it. So we as a school definitely try to bring girls in. And today more and more girls are becoming stronger. But again, we cannot be in the cultural construct of a home. And the home is a little different sometimes. And sometimes they're not on the same page as us. So one is that. The other is the personal relationships that have cracked up between parents and children. After all, at the end of the day, if a child is sitting in the home, I mean, the parent should go and say, 24 घंटे आप इस पे ऑनलाइन पे लगे हैं, बेटा आपके दोस्त कौन है, आप क्या कर रहे हैं, दिखाइए तो फोन क्या है. My son has never hidden the phone from me because we don't have a trust deficit amongst each other. ऐसी मैं कौन सी चीज, I always say, why should you be in the shadows? Be the child of light. ऐसी क्या चीज करनी जो तुम छुपा रहे हो? अगर सेक्सुअलिटी पे बात करनी, चलो खुल के सेक्स पे बात करते हैं. एक और मुसीबत है कि sex education has been put under the covers because of this patriarchal society and patriarchal governments. Because we feel that, इसकी क्या बात है, ये हमारे संस्कृति में नहीं है, हमारे कल्चर में नहीं है. तो अगर हम इस तरह से सोचने लगेंगे तो फिर यही इस तरह की हरकतें होंगी. तो कहने का ये मतलब है कि अगर संस्कृति को इस तरह से क्यों जोड़ रहे हैं, हमारे पुराने मंदिरों में किस तरह के फ्रेस्कोज हैं, तो कोई हम बुरा नहीं मानते उसके बारे में। तो हम ये कह रहे हैं कि खुल के थोड़ा सी बात करो, बच्चों से बात करो, एक ट्रस्ट बढ़ाओ, ताकि बच्चा मुड़ के कहे कि देखिए ये सब बदतमीजी मेरे पास फोन पे आ रही है, मैं क्या करूं। या बच्चा आपसे पूछे कि मम्मी मैं जानना चाहता हूँ, पापा मैं जानना चाहता हूँ, इसका क्या है, आप मुझे, बिकॉज information that is outside about sex is really perverted. And as Rakshit rightly said, these are perversions. They are not cyberbullying. These are perversions, and we have to really look at it. It's become a sick society.
So building trust is the key there, as all of you are pointing out. Let me bring in another aspect of it, and Rakshit is an expert on that, because everybody would need to understand here as well that once such a thing has happened to a child or a young adult, what is the redressal mechanism out there? Because Rakshit, I'd like to point out a study here, and this is a pre-lockdown period study conducted by Child Rights and You somewhere in February 2020, which says that at least 1 out of every 10 adolescents, that is young adults, is a victim of cyberbullying, but only half of them are reported. That's one aspect of it. Second is the conviction rate is even low, and it goes, keeps on going lower and lower, further low. So the idea here is to make these children, these young adults, understand how the system works, what are the laws, what's the redressal mechanism.
So, Vishal, currently the redressal mechanism which MHA has created is cybercrime.gov.in. They have a special option for reporting women and child. And considering the fact that children, when they go through these issues, they don't want to reveal their name and identity. They have a fear, they have a phobia. They don't want their parents to know about it. So there is an option to report anonymously. So 4 kind of issues can be reported anonymously on this portal online, which is child pornography, sexually obscene content, sexually explicit content, or rape or gang rape content. So this portal is live. It is by MHA, and it is centrally connected to all the cyber cells. Second, all these social media sites, they have a reporting system, a reporting mechanism for pornography, nudity, bullying, harassment, non-consensual images, intimate images, and they keep your information private, and they immediately respond to the flagged content. The only challenge here is that people, they dive into social media applications without learning the securities and settings of the application. And same happened when this lockdown period started and every school was forced to go online, and they were going on various platforms, and then issues also came there, and there were classes being vandalized, people were posting obscene content, children were faking names. So children are children. When they sit in a classroom, they create pranks. Now when they are sitting in virtual classroom, there also they were creating pranks. So the point here is that there is a redressal mechanism. The only thing is you need to reach out to it, you need to confide in it, and I propose that every school also should have one kind of a redressal system where body shaming like issues and sensitive issues can be flagged, and the privacy of the child and the dignity of the child has to be maintained there. So he should not be shamed in front of everyone. So the fear, जो बच्चे का डर है ना, आप उसको समझो. During this lockdown thing also, a lot of children were so scared, and at the end of the day, they are children, they are not criminals. They have a mental problem. So let's go to the root problem. And you know what was the funny part? When this was disclosed, it was so much forwarded on stories and stories and stories and stories. So you were re-victimizing the victims also, and you were celebrating the culprits also, and that was wrong. At the end of the day, there might be some minor kids in it.
Okay, so there is, ample redressal mechanism out there, and quite a interesting and important suggestion there from Rakshit. I'm pretty sure Ms. Wassel and others who are in the school administrations, across the country would pay heed to that, having a separate mechanism within the school itself, because child has a connect with the school and the school administration, the teachers as well, the confidence level or the trust level which is there. Let's have a final concluding words from Dr. Jagdish. Quickly, Dr. Jagdish, from the counseling point of view, as there is a redressal mechanism on that part, from the counseling point of view, what is it that can be done or needs to be done there as well?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to say that look at this. Those students, adolescents, who are soft target for the perpetrators, who are having low self-esteem, depressive features, their families, dysfunctional families are there, alcoholic or drug addict or parents who are neglecting them, they feel low. So what they want to be involved in such kind of things. So we have to create that kind of homely atmosphere where the child should get the opportunity to open even all the things. And whatever the discussion, even related to sexuality also, because they are curious. So in that way, what I found in my research, especially in pornography area, that the students are, even who are in working in IT areas, who are very much open in discussion with their family members or friends in respect of their obscene language and pictures and all. So they have very clear mind that what is the exact reason and what would be the exact impact and effect of those things. So they were very clear, and they were definitely in that way, they were overcome easily to those negative impact of that. So open discussion with the family members must be there, and they must understand, or they have to make them understand that accept your failure. If you are failure, how to overcome. This is not a failure. This is the your lesson, how to learn from. Second, next is that open discussion with the parent in respect of sexuality and sex education. Are the family member, by the any family member, are any elder brother or sisters? So that must be there. Online activity must be supervised by the parents. That should be. And always you pay respect to your children what they are saying. Even they are saying wrong, but you have to pay respect and tell them what is right, what is wrong. Never say that you always talk like bullish things, which I don't want to listen to. These sentences make them conceal themselves. So they will never come out to the society because they do not understand whether they are right or wrong. So in that dilemma, they go to such kind of online activities also, which they get negative impact. So in that case, individual counseling is very much essential for the person to listen what they want, what kind of they have thought errors, cognitive errors related to by themselves, related to parents, related to society, and related to perpetrators.
So thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Jagdish. We're running short time out here, but you summed it up very clearly. And as our other panelists have pointed out, Ms. Wattal and Rakshit there as well, there is a redressal mechanism for those who are victims of this. And this is not a small problem. This is a problem which is lurking in every digital corner of our house and our other places as well, because all of us now have mobile phones, laptops. Our children, young adults have easy access to these devices. Internet penetration is on a on a rebound. It's on rise. So obviously we will have to take measures, and there are stakeholders, all stakeholders involved. But the most important of them are at our family level, within the house, mother, father, the elder siblings. We will have to build a trust with these young adults to try and make them understand what is right, what is wrong, and build that trust relationship with them. Lockdown must have taught us a few lessons as far as building trust is concerned. Hope we'll continue on that. And as far as fight against COVID-19 is concerned, we will continue and win this fight. But stay home, stay safe, pay heed to your personal hygiene, wear masks when you come out, and follow all social distancing norms. Keep watching Rajya Sabha Television. Thank you once again to our panelists.
Thank you very much.